Morning, everyone. It's Christine from Happy Sleepers, and I'm very excited to be here. So, today we're gonna talk about your baby's nursery because I get so many questions around the nursery, how to have it safe, and how to set it up so it promotes sleep. So, the first one I want to talk about is the actual cot. So when you set up the cot in your baby's room, you obviously want the cot to be safe. So the first one is keep the cot clear from curtains, blinds, heaters, or any power points. We don't want any um, safety issues there. A lot of people are scared to have the cot close to the window. As long as the blinds and the curtains are not reachable, you can still have the baby's cot close to the window. Okay, there's nothing wrong to have it close to the window. Then, in terms of the cot, try to make sure that there's no objects or anything above your baby's cot, things like pictures or mirrors that can accidentally fall off while your baby is in the cot and hurt your baby. Then I didn't even think about that when my babies were little, but big objects inside the cot, like pillows or big toys, which can be a climbing risk. So if your child is able to stand up, they can physically stand on top of those toys and try to get out of the cot. So try your best not to have any big objects inside the cot. Then, no, especially when your child is able to stand up, try not to have any musical mobiles or monitors attached to the cot or anything that can be a safety risk. Then, when your child is able to sit up, and I've seen this many times when I actually go and visit clients at their houses, um, the mattresses are too high, and when the kids are able to stand up, they can just fall out. So the general recommendation is when your child is able to sit up, to have the mattress base on the lowest setting, so there's no risk of your child falling out of the cot. Then the last one, in terms of the cot, just try to have the mattress. It needs to be a good fit, so there's no gaps in between, so there's not a risk of your child hurting himself. Then there's always an issue, where is the cot gonna be, in your room or in the baby's nursery. I'm a big advocate for having the child in his own nursery. I know the SITS guideline says to have your baby in his own room for the first 12 months. I don't necessarily agree with that because babies can be very noisy sleepers. They toss and they turn, and they maybe make some noises. There's nothing wrong. Your baby is 100% fine. He's just an active sleeper. But because he's in your room, you wake up every single time they toss and turn, and it affects your sleeping. And you also need good sleep. So if your baby's nursery is sit safe, the cot is safe, it's in a safe position, there's nothing in the cot that's unsafe for your baby. The temperature is good, so I'll talk about the temperature. And there's a monitor. I always encourage parents to have a video monitor in the room. There's no reason why your child can't be in his own nursery. And if your baby is in your room, you can't really see him. You literally need to feel and, guess that your baby is okay. Where if your baby is in his own nursery and you have a video monitor on top of him, you can really see what's going on there. You have a better view of your baby. So um, don't don't feel guilty putting your child in his nursery. I've put my kids in their nurseries very quickly because they were really noisy overnight, and it just really affected my sleep. Um, if you are nervous, and you honestly don't want to put your baby in his own nursery, um, I always recommend not having him right next to you. Have him in the furthest corner away from you in your bedroom. And the reason why I ask that is when a baby is right next to you and he wakes up overnight, it's just a normal wake up, it's not his feeding time, and he needs to resettle and go back to sleep independently. He hears you. You just right next to him and he smells you, especially if you're breastfeeding. They smell you very quickly. He knows that you're there. That resettle, go back to sleep independently is going to be very difficult or a lot harder for him, and you are going to be tempted to help him to go back to sleep. So if you're really uncomfortable having your child in his own nursery, try to have him as far away from you as you possibly can. So that's the location. Just in general, pillows. We don't really suggest any pillows in the cot. Um, Again, the rule is no pillows before 18 months because it's a suffocation risk, and your baby can accidentally put the pillow on top of his face, fall asleep, and then overheating. And obviously, breathing is a big risk. Blankets in the cot. I absolutely hate blankets. Again, it's a big suffocation risk, and that's why in the modern world we've got sleeping bags. They are awesome, and they can't take the blanket off them um, and get cold overnight. So please use sleeping bags or swaddles if you have a newborn. I honestly don't like blankets, and again, it's a risk. Um, then white noise or music in the room. White noise is a sleep association. It helps babies to go to sleep. So I don't recommend any music in your baby's room, but white noise is definitely something that you can use, especially when it's noisy in his room. If you have another sibling that's quite noisy, or there's construction next to your house, or birds, or trucks, or anything that's noisy, yes, definitely you can use some white noise. That is not a problem. Then night lights, I honestly don't recommend night lights. You want your baby's room to be pitch black to encourage the natural melatonin to be produced in your baby's body, because the melatonin is a sleep hormone that helps you to go to sleep. And if there's a night light in your baby's room, there's not as much melatonin in the body. The other thing is, if your baby wakes up in the middle of the night and if there's a night light, he can focus on something. And again, that reset or go back to sleep is going to be a lot harder, because now he's a lot more awake than he would have been if there was no night light. So I don't recommend any night lights, just have it as dark as possible. Then, like I said before, the monitors. I love the monitors because then you can actually see your baby and see what he's doing. And if he wakes up from a nap or overnight and it's not time for him to actually get up, um, just wait a little bit. Just look at him on the monitor and just see. He might just be able, or he wants to go back to sleep. He's trying to resettle. If you're just going to jump in there, again, he's going to be very excited to see you, and it's going to be a lot harder for him to go back to sleep. So just wait a little bit. You've got the monitor. You can see him. He's okay. Just give him a few minutes to actually try to go back to sleep himself. Then the last one that I want to discuss is the temperature of the room. Um, Again, the general rule is about 18 to 20 degrees, 20, 21 degrees. And yes, it might be a little bit cooler than what your liking is, but babies like a cooler environment rather than a really warm environment. They sleep better in a cooler environment. If you're not sure if your baby is cold, please feel him on the face. don't feel his hands or their feet, because the feet and the hands are usually cold, because babies' blood system is not developed properly yet, and it shunts the blood to the vital organs. So usually the feet and hands are not vital organs, so they're more likely to be cooler than the rest of the body. So if you're not sure if your baby is cold, just feel their faces. Okay, so that's about the nursery. If you have any questions in terms of the nursery, just comment at the bottom, or if you need any help with your baby sleeping, please get in contact with me. I've worked with more than 1,000 babies in the past. I've been in the business for more than 7 years, and my success rate is 98%. So if you have any issues with your baby sleep, please be in contact. Thank you. Bye bye.